lots of fish caught, throw the fish back. We're using the new Jenko long poles and catching some slabs. These are mostly 2-pound fish. Okay, my name is Steve Turley, and I'm going to talk about catching crappie the best way that I know how. I've been fishing for crappie for basically my whole life, but I do like these new Jenko poles. They're 13-footer. I've done a lot of long pole crappie fishing throughout my life, basically spawning fish or pre-spawn fish or whatever. And I do think the better method of staying away from you, the farthest that you can, is the best way. So I like a lot of different longer poles, but I love these new Jenko poles. They're light, basically bait casting reels. Find the lightest ones you can use. I love the slime line. I like the wind tamer lines in a mono or basically a braid, but I like these. This slime line because it actually drops slower in the water. I'm using an 8-pound slime line, and it doesn't seem to affect the fish. And I've even, had to downsize different size jigs, but it works great, for all type of crappie fishing, throwing or vertical jigging. Now, vertical jigging, I'm going to talk about things that work for me. As I have my boat rigged, and I run. And a lot of professional people do, but I'm running the Ultrex trolling motor because I feel like it's the best trolling motor out there for doing what I do with it. And what I do is I'm running Panoptix live scope. I've actually made, you can buy all kinds of different contraptions, but I've made this setup that goes on the front of the Ultrex so I can turn my live scope to any part of the around the boat. But what works better for me is while I'm sitting in my front seats, I can stand or sit in the seat and I can turn my live scope to the side of the boat. And the reason I say that that works better than going in front is because you get the prop wash. And I've got videos out there on dropping straight on fish. You can't float into fish, and you can't be moving around a lot on them. You have to get right over the fish and just drop directly on them. So the best way is to be able to move your live scope while your long pole is out over the edge of the boat. I'm running the Humminbird 360 because I don't want to get too close to my structure because you'll lose it sometimes on the Panoptix live scope. But with the 360, you can stay with a distance that I feel like is not spooking fish, that you can still work your live scope to find where the fish are in the structure and not get too close to them. So basically, you're going to take your live scope, you're going to turn it off to the side of the boat, and you're going to keep your boat off the structure. Not into the structure, but off the structure. And when you reach out to those fish, find your jig above the fish, above the structure. Don't drop down into the structure until you find your fish that you're going to drop right on. Because once it gets on top of them, they won't spook. But if you float into them or push the jig toward them, they're going to back up. And you'll see that a lot if you own a live scope. So I've got some videos posted about catching big fish. That's what I look for a lot. 2-pound plus fish. Drop directly on those fish and you'll catch more fish. I guarantee it. Live scope, 360, Ultrex, Jenko 13-foot rods, and I'll have more stuff posted on YouTube. Thank you. Have a good day.